I woke up to a miracle today. Triggers stay as I find my way. No judgment to lead astray. In this peaceful state I'll stay.
It's pretty amazing when you think about it. We've already made it through 80 lessons of the workbook.
Yeah, I was just thinking that this morning. 80 lessons, it really feels like we're starting to get somewhere.
We are, and that's what we're going to dive into today. Review 2 is kind of a gateway to the next 10 episodes.
Yeah, because we're going back and taking a look at lessons 61 through 80 again.
Right, and this time we're going to be looking at them with some fresh perspectives and also incorporating some listener questions as we go.
Which is really exciting.
Yeah.
And I think, review 2, I always think of review 2, it's not just a review, it's really like a setup for how to best approach the next 10 episodes. It's broken down into, morning and evening ideas.
Okay.
So every day there's 2 main ideas that it's walking you through.
Got it.
And with these ideas, there's also some different practice periods. You read the idea and you read the little comments that go with it for a few minutes just to kind of get it in your mind, and then you close your eyes and you just listen.
Okay.
And the instructions are pretty clear that there's a message waiting for you. Mm-hmm. And that you can be confident that you will receive it, and that if your mind wanders a little bit to to other things, that those thoughts really don't have any meaning, they don't have any power, and that you just keep bringing your mind back to that place of listening and being confident that you can get the message and that your will is strong enough to do that.
You're actively engaging your will.
Yeah, and really saying, I'm not going to be sidetracked by anything else. And then there's also the shorter practice periods,
right,
that are sprinkled throughout the day. And those are meant to be more like reminders,
yes,
where you just take a moment to remember the idea. Sometimes there's a way to apply the idea specifically to something that's happening in that moment.
Yeah.
So it leaves that open.
It gives you some flexibility.
Exactly.
So over the next 10 episodes, we're going to be revisiting a lot of the themes that we touched on in those earlier lessons. We'll be looking at things like forgiveness and light and finding our function.
Yeah, that's a big one, and then there's also the idea of happiness and what are our grievances and then this idea of salvation.
Right,
yeah.
and how all of this connects to God's will and the idea of miracles.
Right, so some huge concepts.
Yeah, exactly, and we're going to be weaving in your questions all along the way.
I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, me too. I think it's going to be so interesting to see how everyone's kind of wrestling with these ideas and what their questions are. Yeah. So as you dive into review 2 and prepare for these next 10 episodes, think about this. How might understanding these concepts and really practicing these techniques change your experience, not only of these next 10 episodes, but of your life beyond this deep dive?
That's a good one.
Yeah, food for thought.
Yeah.
I woke up to a miracle today.